Hello everyone, my name is Vivek Srivastav and I'm here to deliver a lecture on iterative statements used in Python programming language. So in this lecture, I will discuss about while loop, nested while loop, for loop and nested for loop with their proper examples also. So in Python, we have two types of loop, while loop, number one while loop and second one is for loop. So in while loop, in Python, we use while loop to repeat a block of code until a certain condition is met. Okay. So this is the syntax we use for programming using while loop. We have to write while keyword, and after while, we have to write the condition followed by colon, and in the next line, we have to write the statement block of code which can be executed if the given condition is true. So this is the flowchart used for while loop. First of all, the given test condition is to be checked. If the test condition is true, the body of while loop will be executed. And if the condition is false, then loop terminates. If the given condition is true and body of while loop is executed, then again the test condition will be checked after the certain increment or decrement in the variable, which is initialized at the time of the initialization of loop. Let's take an example of this. Suppose you have to write a program to print four natural numbers, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, using while loop. Then what will you do? Here in the given example, we have used a while loop to print the numbers from 1 to 4. The loop runs as long as the condition I less than 5 is true. So how the program will work? Let's understand. Here the loop evaluates the condition. Next, if the condition is true, body of while loop is executed. The condition is evaluated again. This process continues until the condition is false. Once the condition evaluates to false, the loop terminates. So in this program, the value of I, which is initialized to 1, will be checked and this condition is true, so 1 will be printed. Similarly, 2, 3 and 4 will be printed, and after 4 the value will become 5, because here I is equal to I plus 1 is given. The value of I will become 5 and the given condition will not be satisfied, so the loop terminates. So this is very simple. We can use in various programs uh, like while loop. Okay. And the second is nested while loop. Nested while loop is called when we use while loop inside a while loop. Suppose our the given condition is true and we want to evaluate another condition, then we can use nested while loop. Generally, we call main while loop as outer loop and nested while loop as inner loop. If outer loop running m times and inner loop running n times, then total iterations would become m cross n. This is the syntax. First of all, we will check the given condition using outer while loop, and if this condition is true, then the inner while loop condition will be checked, and the inner while loop condition, if the given condition is true, then a statement block will be executed, and similarly do the work as while loop works. This is the flow chart for nested while loop. This is very simple, like previous flow chart. Just one thing is added, like a inner while loop. So after checking the test condition 1, we have to check the test condition 2 also. That's it. This is a program to demonstrate the nested while loop. Here is a condition which is given as 1, and while this condition is less than or equal to 3, we have to write um, outer loop executed, and similarly in the given first while loop, we have another while loop which is called as inner while loop, and here we will also check the condition and the program will execute. We will get the output like 1 outer loop executed, 1 inner loop, 2 inner loop, similarly as I have discussed in the flowchart. So this is the working of nested while loop. Now Second loop, which is very popular in Python, is for loop. So in for loop, we can easily say that for loop is very important for iteration in list, tuples, and dictionary, because we have to execute the loop for various purposes. For loop is used when we want to run a part of our program multiple times. It is also used to traverse sequences in Python like list, tuple, etc., as I have told earlier. So this is the basic syntax of for loop. And in for loop, we have to write the keyword for, then the variable which is initialized at the start of the program, then sequence, collection of items, and in the statement section we have to write the code which we want to execute. Okay, so this is the flow chart for loop. In for loop, if the given condition is in which is put in the diagonal box is true, then the body of the for loop will be executed. If the condition is false, then the body of the loop will not be executed. And here we have a program to print numbers from 0 to 10 using for loop. This is very simple. So first of all, we have to write the keyword for as written here. Then here is a variable I which is initialized, and it will run in the range 10. So the value of I will start from 0 to 9. As you all know about the range function. Range function print take the value less than the given value. So it will take the value from 0 to 9, and it will print accordingly. And another thing which is added into the loop section is nested for loop. Nested for loop is also called a very important functionality of looping, because in nested for loop, when we use for loop inside a for loop, in Python, we can use any number of for loop inside a for loop. Generally, we call main for loop as outer for loop, similarly in the while loop, and a nested for loop as inner for loop. If outer loop running m times and inner loop running n times, then total iterations would be m cross n. There is the syntax used for nested for loop for iteration value sequence. This is the outer for loop. Then for iterable variable to sequence and followed by colon is the inner for loop. So this is very simple. This is the flow chart used for nested for loop. Condition will be checked. If the condition is true, then second condition will be checked, and statements will be executed according to the given order. So here is a program to demonstrate the nested for loop, and it is very simple. For first of all, for I in range 2, so it will take the value from 0 to 0, 1, that is 2 value, and for j in range 3, so it will take the value of j from 0, 1, and 2, and we have to print accordingly. You can execute this program, and you can comment any problem if you face in executing the program. Okay, so this is very simple program to demonstrate the working of nested for loop. These are the references from where I've got the idea about these examples, and I believe this lecture is going to be very helpful for your exams. And further, if you have any problem regarding understanding the loops like while loop and for loop, then you can ask me directly, and I will help you in making you understand about the working of loop. Loops are very important concept, and surely there will be a lot of questions and you will get in your exam um, on topic loop. So for loop and while loops are very important. So thanks for watching this video, and all the best for your career and exam.